The waiting period. This is the most difficult, most frustrating. Once in a while, I believe somebody somewhere has been in a waiting period, waiting for that breakthrough, waiting for that prayer to be answered. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the waiting period, like being still and trusting that God will come through for you. The side effects, the discouragement that comes with it. Can we talk about that? And let's be honest about the waiting season, the waiting period, how difficult that can be and how frustrating it can be. Let's get into this video. Jesus, Hello beloved, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda. If you're watching me for the very first time, hello, welcome to my channel. I hope you love it here. I hope you stay and click the subscribe button and join our beloved family on this channel. We talk about Jesus, we talk about God. We are a faith-based content channel. We also do a bit of beauty there and lifestyle, but our main content is faith. So if this is the channel that you like or is the content that you enjoy watching, then you are in the right place. And to my returning subscribers, welcome back beloved. To my day ones, welcome back to my channel. We are talking about the waiting period. Oh my God. The season of waiting on the Lord. And the waiting period differs. Some wait for 10 years, others for 15 years, others wait for a year, 2 years, others for a month. It's different to each and every one of us. We do not wait the same. We do not wait longer the same. Some wait for a longer time, some wait for a short period of time. It really is different to each and every one of us. That is why it's important not to compare our journeys to the next person. My journey is not the same as your journey, and my waiting period is not the same as your waiting period. Other people, the waiting period frustrate them to a point where they detach themselves away from the Maker, from God. And it is a very dangerous move. When you are on your waiting period, that's when you must cling closer to God. That's where you must run to your Maker. Because everything that happens in our lives happens for a reason. The word of God tells us that we were created, but we were not just created. There was a plan concerning your life. Hence we sing, there's a Zulu song, we say that everything was orchestrated concerning your life. Even the challenges that you face today, where you feel like it is too much for you, but it was orchestrated. When we read the word of God in the book of James chapter 1 from verse 2, I really want us to read this chapter. I want us to have an understanding of people who are on their waiting period. What happens when you are on your waiting period? What is the main reason for all the trials that we are facing, all the trials that we encounter in this life, to show that God knew that we'll face these things. Hence, it is in the Bible. Hence, it's in the Word of God, so that we can be encouraged and not be discouraged when we are on our waiting period. I'm going to be looking down here. My Bible is right here. James chapter 1 from verse 2. I'm reading NIV version. It says that, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face trials of many kinds." Meaning God is aware that the trials will come. The waiting period will come. And verse 2 says that, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Meaning when we face these things that are so uncomfortable for us, it produces something. There's a benefit in us facing those uncomfortable situations, which is perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete. Meaning maturity comes with trials. You will know that you are matured when you've been through something. When you face things in life, that's when you know that you are matured. Let's continue reading. So that you may be mature and complete. And the last word there, the last phrase, it says that lacking nothing. Some of the things that we face in lives, some of them are the waiting period where God is withholding things that we are praying for just a little while, is for us to be matured. Sometimes He is building our character. He is preparing us for whatever that we ask Him, or for whatever that was planned for us ahead of time before we were even here. Some of the things, some of the blessings belongs to us before we even begin asking for them, but we have to be prepared for some of the blessings, because some of us, our characters and our attitudes are not ready for bigger blessings. Hence, we have to go through the process of the waiting period before we can get to our breakthrough or our blessings. We cannot talk about the waiting period and not talk about the suffering. The suffering that comes with the waiting period. You know, when you feel like this is too much for me, when you feel like, where is God when I'm going through so much? Even in the suffering, He is there. When you go through the waters, He is there. When you pass through the fire, He is there. He is there. Even through that suffering, you are never alone as a child of God. We have that promise that He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. He is always there for us. And that this contentment that comes with the waiting period, where the word of God says that we must be content with what we have. But it's never that easy. It's never that simple. You feel you start comparing yourself, you start questioning yourself. That is the waiting period. Where you feel like you are rejected because you don't have certain things. That will come. People will reject you. It is a journey. It is a journey. It is a journey where we've read, remember James 1 verse 2-4. It's your preparation to your breakthrough. The waiting period, the waiting season, it is definitely a preparation to the breakthrough, to that life that you've been asking God to do for you. And then usually when you are on your waiting period, nothing makes sense. Absolutely nothing. You pray for this, you feel like everything is worse. Nothing gets better, nothing makes sense. Instead of getting better, it's worse. And then God, when you ask God, what is happening? And God will say, be still. Be still. Can we be honest about that? Being still in the midst of a waiting period, in the midst of wanting God desperately. You know that desperate situation when you feel like, God, no, do this, just this one for me. And God says, be still. Remember the children of Israel when they were being rescued by Moses from captivity. The word of God tells us that Moses was leading them to the promised land. Everything was fine where they were walking, Moses leading them to wherever they are taking them. But when they came upon a situation where there is no way out, oh my God, where there is no way out, the word of God tells us there were mountains everywhere. There was no way out. And in that situation, their enemies were pursuing them. With no way out, in a desperate situation, no way out, God says to them, "Be still and know that I am God." If God made a way where there was no way for the Israelites to pass through the Red Sea, just for them to pass, and made a way where no one knew there was a way, what more about my situation and your situation? It means that there's a reward in being still. Though it's not easy, but there's a reward in trusting God in a hopeless situation. Because where there's hope, God does not come through. Where there's hope, where you still have your plans, where you are hopeless and your only hope is literally God, He comes through. And I'm talking to people who have to fight for everything in life. Just like me. I fight for every little blessing in my life. I'm talking to those people who can relate to that situation where every decent blessing you fight, where you feel like you are not just like everybody else. Your story is different. You feel like every little blessing, there's always have to be a fight for you to receive that blessing. Be it a job, be it children, marriage, whatever. There must be a fight before you receive that thing. I'm talking to people who literally feel like, no man, I'm not just like everybody else. Like everything that in my life is a fight. So the waiting period develops our characters. It literally and it shows you who you are. And you feel tired. You feel tired of praying. You feel tired of being discouraged. Wait, you'll feel uzumuntati kuzolunga. Hutologa is the last thing you want to hear. You want to see the breakthrough. You are tired of being encouraged. You want to see God come through for you. You are just tired. But in that waiting period, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Those who wait upon the Lord. In the waiting period, you don't wait alone. You wait with the Maker. You wait upon the Lord. Uyahlala ezinyaweni zakhe njengoMaria. That's where you run to God. That's where you stay in the presence of God in the waiting period. Because in the waiting period, when you are desperate for God to do something for you, that's when a whole lot of things happen. That's when a whole lot of voices come commanding your attention. But stay in the presence of the Lord. Hlale enkosini. Read your word. Pray more. Because there are people who will present some of the things to you which will lead you to destruction. Because remember, in the book of John 1 verse 1, it says that the thief, which is the devil, came to steal, kill, and destroy. He will present some of the things that will destroy your life. But it continues and says that, but God, Jesus, came to give us life in abundance. An abundance life that does not just come easily, but it is there. And even though it does not come easily, even though when I face trials, even though I'm on my waiting period, even though the word of God tells me to be still when I'm frustrated, I know that I'm never alone. I know that my maker is with me. I know that I am surrounded by the heavens and I'm being developed. Imagine receiving a blessing when you are equipped for it, when you know how to keep it. Because some of the people will receive a blessing and will not know how to keep it. You'll be shocked at how this person received this and that, and it's not there anymore because the people were not ready. Some took the easiest way out. Some took the bribe. Some took the shortcut. Easy come, easy go. Stay. And one of the most beautiful things of waiting on God, when you are waiting on God in your waiting period, is that you are frustrated. All this is happening. You feel rejected, but there is peace that surpasses human understanding. And we cannot talk about the waiting period and not talk about the breakthrough. When he finally comes through for you. When he comes through for you, when you feel like, oh God, finally. And you will know that it's God. And everyone around you will know that God answered your prayer. Because it will be evident. It will be fulfilling. It will be big. It will be peaceful. When you know that I did not do I did not do my shortcuts. It's literally God coming through for me. And he does. And he will. Even for you. Even now when you feel like, no, I've been waiting. But he will. Just stay in the Lord. Keep on praying. Push. When I say push, I mean you pray until something happens. You keep on praying. You keep on praying. Pray. And when the time is right, when you are ready for the breakthrough, oh my Jesus, when you are ready, when the time is right, when the table is ready, because he prepares a table for you in the presence of your enemies. When the table is ready, my brother, my sister, beloved, it will not miss you because you've been pushing. And you will be fulfilled. You will be grateful. And you will give glory and honor. And we will be here waiting for that testimony. Because it's very much important to testify of how God has been great in our lives. We have to testify to encourage others that Kimoni Jesu. That we are fixeni. Bathi baqedile ngawe afike kuseni. And when you finally sing, ekugcineni ngize ngahleka na. When you finally sing that song, testify of the goodness of the Lord. I was just encouraging you that the waiting period, being still, waiting on God, has a reward. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Your character is being developed. There's perseverance that's been developed. Your character. So be blessed, be still, and know that He is God. I hope you are blessed. See you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share your testimony if you have one about the waiting period, just to encourage somebody in the comment section. If you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button and join our beloved family. Literally, when you like my videos, you are making it easy for the algorithm to push it to more people to get this content, and you are supporting my channel, my story. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. See you guys on the next video. Bye.